Welcome to GateX AIML. We'll solve few problems on the concepts of K-Means and K-Medoids algorithm. Which of the following statements about K-Means clustering is correct? Okay. K-Means always finds the global optimum of the clustering objective. The global optimum is not guaranteed in K-Means. K-Means minimizes the sum of squared equivalent distance between points and their assigned centroids. This is the assumption of K-Means. K-Means can naturally handle non-spherical clusters. No. K-Means basically forms the spherical kind of clusters only because of the squared Euclidean distance. K-Means is insensitive to outliers. No, definitely it is highly sensitive to outliers. Which of the following factors influence the result of K-Means clustering? Okay. Choice of initial centroids, yes, because wherever you form the initial centroid, so the cluster will form around that. Number of clusters K, definitely number of clusters impact the K-Means. Scaling of features, yes, because to change the distance metric, then definitely there will be impact on the K-Means clustering. Okay, how will form the cluster because the values, the points changes. Distance metric definitely impacts because if you use squared Euclidean distance, we'll get different cluster. If you say use cosine or Manhattan, you may get different. Which statement is true about K-Medoids compared to K-Means? So there is only one core key difference. So K-Medoid selects cluster centers that are actual data points. This is true. K-Medoids is more sensitive to outliers than K-Means. No, both are sensitive. K-Medoids minimizes the sum of squared Euclidean distance. No, that is K-Means. It finds the compares the pairs and then finds the minimum. K-Medoids always converges faster than K-Means. No. Since you have to calculate the distance for every pair to find the actual Medoid, that is the actual data point, it is actually slower than K-Means. These statements are correct regarding the convergence of K-Means algorithm. K-Means converges in a finite number of iterations. Yes, that is the property. The objective function never increases across iteration, that is within clusters sum of squares. So this is always decreases over iteration or remains constant. It will never increase. This is also true. K-Means guarantees a global optimal solution. No, it may provide you a local minima, but global minima is not possible. Convergence depends on initial centroid positions. So this is also true because if your initial centroid is actually far away from the optimal centroid, then definitely it will take more iterations to converge, but it will converge. What happens if all data points in K-Means are equidistant from each other? See, all the points are equidistant from each other. The algorithm produces a unique clustering. This is not true. It may not produce always the unique clustering. The clustering depends on initialization of centroids. Yes, this is true. The algorithm will never converge. Algorithm will definitely converge. All points will be assigned to a single cluster. No. Since it is a K-Means, for K greater than 1, definitely there will be more than one cluster. This is also false. Okay. So the unique cluster is same as this last point again. Okay. These statements are true about the K-Means objective function. Okay. Objective function for K-Means is this. Within cluster sum of squares. We are trying to minimize that. It decreases monotonically after each rotation. Yes. It decreases monotonically is a calculus word to check out my videos, lectures. Okay. Monotonic functions. It can have multiple local minima. Yes, it can have multiple local minima. It is equivalent to maximizing inter-cluster distances. No, it is about within clusters, right? WCSS. So it is false. Inter means between the clusters. Intra means within the cluster. It is convex in cluster assignments. No, not a convex optimization problem. It's actually a discrete optimization problem. Outliers in K-means clustering can cause. So outliers, how they impact the K-means algorithm. Centroids to shift towards the outliers. Yes, this will happen because if the outlier is too distant away from the actual clusters, then definitely the cluster center will shift to include that point outlier. Outliers to form separate clusters automatically. No, outliers may not form the clusters automatically. That's why it is sensitive to outliers. No effect on clustering. Definitely there is effect on clustering. Faster convergence. No, since the outlier is say far away from or distant from our actual centroids or clusters, the convergence will take more time because it has to compute many iterations because of outlier. Which property is unique to K-Medoids compared to K-means? Uses mean of cluster points? No. Minimize the sum of square distance? No, this is K-means. Medoid is an actual data point. Yes, true. Faster computation? No. Now, solve a numerical type. Consider the following points in two-dimensional space. Okay, they are given 5 points. Okay. If K-means clustering is performed with K equal to 2 and initial centroids are given. Okay. Initial centroids C1 0 equal to 1 comma 2, C2 initial is 5 comma 6. After the first iteration, which points belongs to cluster 1? That is centroid, this centroid. So you can go for directly for table approach. Just got to use the squared Euclidean distance. They have not mentioned any distance metric here. To go for square Euclidean. So that is what is used in K-mean by default. K-means algorithm by default. So let us draw that D1 indicates the distance of every point from first centroid C1 1 comma 2. So let us say D2 as 5 comma 6. Now there are 5 points. Let us represent C1 1 comma 2, C2 2 comma 1, C3 3 comma 4, C4 5 comma 6, C5 8 comma 8. Then using squared Euclidean distance, that is x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. This is squared Euclidean distance. So calculate the distance. So calculate, and then you have last column as class assignment. Which class you are going to assign? So which one is the minimum? I'll assign to that class. Okay. So for P1, the squared Euclidean distance will be 0 because 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2 is 0. Here we will get it as 32. Here we will get 2, 34, 8, 8, 32, 0, then 85, 13. If you observe, out of these two, minimum is 0. Out of 0 and 32, 0 is the minimum. So P1 is assigned to C1. This is 2 is minimum, so distance 1. That is, it is near to the cluster 1, centroid of cluster 1. So it is again assigned to C1. Now here there is a tie. Okay, 8 and 8. So I can assign it to C1 or C2. Let us see based on the options. Next, P4 is closer to D2. That is C2. So it is actually the centroid. So it is C2. Then here it's also C2. Okay. Now you check the options. So I completed the first iteration. So this is at first iteration t equal to 1. Initially it was 0. Now C1 contains C1 at first iteration contains P1, P2 and P3. So 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. Okay. And then can assign. So 3 comma 4 can also be there if I give it to C1. So this can be true. Okay. If I won't give it, if I give it to C2, then 1 comma 2 or 2 comma 1 can also be correct. Okay. So depends on the tiebreaker. If they say that So you assign, if there is a tie, you assign to C1 or C2 in the exam, you just based on that you solve it. So assume here, so tiebreaker is, they will mention, here I will mention it as tiebreaker assigned to C1. Okay, first come based on the numbers. So this is the answer in that case. A data set has 3 clusters with points C1 and C2. So 2 clusters they are given and 2 points in each. 3 clusters, sorry. So 2 points, only 2 points in each. Using K-Medoids with K equal to 3, which of the following can be valid Medoids after convergence? You can apply the algorithm and solve for every pairs to calculate the nearest and then find that actual data point which is a Medoid. But here there are only 2 points. That means what? See, if there are more than 2 points here, then I have to find between all the pairs. But since there are only 2 points, always they will be equidistant. That means what? For example, for class C, cluster C1, there is a point 1, 1 and there is a point 1, 2. Okay. If I want to make this as a Medoid, okay, then I will find the distance from this. Okay, there is only one point. If there is another point, then I will check the distance from this and then try to find the minimum of all the pairs. So this can be a Medoid or this can be a Medoid. So there are only 2 points. Either one of them can be the Medoid because distance from this point to this point is also same. From this point to this point is also same. If there is a third point somewhere here, then I will take distance from here to here, here to here, and then from there to here and here to here. And which one is cause the minimum, I will choose among those 3 that point. That is how we select the Medoid. Okay, so since there are only 2 points, so it's a straightforward question. Anyone can be a Medoid. Here also same thing. Anyone can be a Medoid. Here also anyone can be the Medoid. So to observe, all the points can act as Medoids. 1, 1, 5, 5, 8, 2 in that order. So answer is all the above. For K-means with K equal to 2, the points are given. Which of the following statements is true about cluster centroids after one iteration? So assuming initial centroids as 1, 1 and 10, 10. Now again you solve using the table approach. So find out D1 from this centroid 1, 1, distance plus it D2 from another centroid, and then for class assignment, sorry, cluster assignment and your points. So there are 4 points P1, 1, 1, P2, 2, 2, P3, 3, 3, P4, 10, 10. You find the squared Euclidean distance between all the pairs from the centroid, all the points from the centroid. If you calculate, this will be 0. So here 1, 9, 10. So you need not calculate only, it is large. So definitely it belongs to C1, cluster 1. Right? Then 2, 2. So this is again 1. So it will get 2. Here it is again large. You need not calculate 8 square plus 8 square. C1 is minimum. 3, 3. This is again, you get 2 point something 5, 3. And here again get 9.9. If I calculate, this is C1. Again, this is the minimum. Here I will get very large number because 10 minus 1, 9 square, 9 square. Okay. Here I will get 0 because 10 minus 10 whole square. So this is C2. So after first iteration, C1 will contain P1, P2, P3. Then C2, the first iteration will contain P4. Now we calculate the, because they are asking the centroids after first iteration. Centroid 1, what is the centroid 1 now? P1, P2, P3. So new centroid 1 will be, so P1, P2, P3 is 1 plus 2 plus 3 by 3, that is average, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 by 3. That is 6 by 3. That is 2 comma 2. This is the new centroid. For mu2, there is only 1 point. So that is again 10 comma 10. So what they are saying, centroids remains unchanged. No, initial centroids were 1 comma 1 and 10 comma 10. Now they have become 2 comma 2 and 10 comma 10. So this is wrong. Centroid 1 moves to 2 comma 4. Centroid 1 is moved to 2 comma 2. So this is also wrong. Centroid 1 moves to 2 comma 2 and centroid 2 moves to 6.5. No, it remains same 10 comma 10. This is also wrong. Centroid 1 moves to 2 comma 2. Yes, that is true. And centroid 2 moves to 10 comma 10. Yes, that's true. The correct answer. They given again 5 points. Apply K-means with K equal to 2 after convergence. Okay, after all the iterations. The convergence occurs when in every iteration, in the previous iteration and the current iteration, the class assignment remains same, the cluster assignment remains same, or the centroids won't change. That is the mean of the cluster won't change. So the centroid of the cluster containing 8 comma 8 is, if you observe here, it's a very straightforward question. We will not solve it also. Look at these points. 1 1 1 3 and 3 1. They are very close together, and 8 8 and 8 9 9. They are far away from this, and they are both are close together. That means what? Definitely, since there are two clusters C1 C2, just by intuition only you can tell, because there are two clusters, definitely they are far away. K-means will definitely classify them. You can verify by solving it. So C1 C2. After that, if you observe here, if you take any iterations, the centroids will not change because they are so far away from each other. So it converges quickly in the first iteration itself. So 8 comma 8, what is the centroid for this point? Centroid they are asking. This point centroids will be here somewhere. So that is average of 8 plus 9 by 2 comma 8 plus 9 by 2. 17 by 2, that is 8.5 comma 8.5. This is the answer. So thank you for watching. Try to solve some more exercise problems I have given in my book. Please go through the book as well, and then please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.